Like, I love stuff like that so much.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because like it's weird to say, but like the memes today, they're simultaneously more and less spontaneous at the same time than the old stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, because back then it was like I think the effect of it back then is a lot of people had just gotten like video editors. They had just gotten like just basic stuff to like make internet content, and then they just kind of like went crazy with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like, you can tell it's like 13-year-olds editing most of that shit.
yeah, because like today, now it's like if you want to make like some kind of clip, then you have some like you like know how to edit, you know how to like put on filters, and you know how to like edit clips together or whatever. Like it's more of like a professional thing. Like the standard is higher.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. At the same time, it isn't what it used to be. But YouTube poops still basically are what they used to be. Not as
Yeah,
Yeah, which is nice. YouTube poops are kind of like the time capsule, and they're still just kind of here. I mean,
I think um
hmm.
I think the future of YouTube is like in terms of funniness is skit videos, like just 40 seconds to 3 minutes, just one really great concept and two people riffing off of it. That's golden to me.
Hmm.
There's this one video that's so fucking random and I love it so much. It's just called and this channel usually just does let's plays. So out of nowhere they uploaded Kangaroo Jack funniest scene. And it's this really shitty joke from Kangaroo Jack, but the guy who's watching it is wearing like a cowboy hat, and he just laughs his ass off. And it's like 20 seconds, and that's the whole thing. It's a great video.
Hmm. Yeah, well, it's like at this point you have like whatever it is, like the. I was gonna say I was gonna say TikTok, but then I thought to myself, there was that other thing, Vine.
Vine.
That seems to be dead. Is that dead? I don't hear about that anymore.
Oh, it shut down years ago, yeah.
All right, yeah, that's on my grandpa mode. Still got the Vine there. I got the Vine compilations. Where are the ladies with the big boobs on the thumbnail? Where did it go?
Where are my response videos? I'm trying to pick up chicks, man.
Yeah, now it's like TikTok or whatever. All the youngins. I do. I
TikTok
just.
TikTok's kind of cool. It's like because you can supercut clips, right, that you film, but you can also throw on any music over top or any audio really over top of it. So
Hmm.
there's tons of meme and skit potential. You can also like throw text up on the screen and stuff. It really is just a meme generator than anything. It's
Yeah, that's what it
IP.
looks like. Yeah.
It's not even used for its intended purpose anymore. Most of it is just memes. It's great. It's pretty much just Vine too.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. Because no one made that comparison. Because people don't. I guess they don't want to make the comparison. But I saw that and I'm just like, okay, this is like the same as that whole Vine thing these people were doing. But I never
Oh,
watched.
totally.
I never watched those either. I saw them all the time in my recommended. These like clickbait thumbnails, and I was like, yeah, doesn't seem tasteful. You know, I'll just go. I'll
There was
just.
good finds, but there was lots of trash in those compilations.
Yeah.
There was good stuff though. Like this one old man who has this he's a weird looking old man. He just zooms in on him and he's like, "Watch your profanity." He's got this very strange voice.
Hmm. Uh,
It's just little funny silly things. Some of them are good, some of them are garbage.
yeah. That's what it is. It's like the thing with those platforms is like that stuff is just way too much for me to keep up with. Like I just can't. I just can't keep up with like memes like that. All these new phrases they keep inventing. It's just what it's always been. It's just too fast for me.
It's
And
fair.
yeah, like that. That's how it always is with like these meme phrases. It's always been in my life. All these people come up and they got their new meme phrase or whatever, and I just you're like changing the English language before me, and I'm just still looking in my old dictionary trying to reference the words I know, and I don't know. It's kind of funny, but
It's
yeah,
just what happens with slang. Some people never keep up with slang, and I can totally understand that.
yeah. I'm just not like a slang person. People usually find it pretty funny when I try to like do slang because I don't get it. I'm like, hey, bro, we be banging up at the pad. It be uh what was I was gonna say rockin', but that sounds too old school.
What be rocking?
Yeah, we'll be rocking, bro, and we'll be vibing. That's a good one. We'll be
There you go.
vibing,
There you go. You're getting
and
there. We'll be vibing and eating couscous. No worries.
yeah, and yeah. What was that? What was that American brand? Chick-fil-A or whatever it is. Yeah, they eat that all the time. Yeah,
A lot of it. I'm curious. I've never had Chick-fil-A, but like apparently it's really fucking good.
yeah. I hear about it all the time. I'd never had it, so that's like my Canadian energy resonating. I've never seen it in my life, so
Shit, me neither. I have so many subscriptions I never check. I gotta go through this all.
I think I got 340 subscriptions.
340. I got like 185.
Yeah.
I hate when you come across a channel and they're really promising and then they just stop making videos.
Mm. Well, there's that, and then there's the then there's like you find a channel that's already been dead for a while.
Yeah. I
I,
hate I hate when you find a channel and like 2 weeks after they quit YouTube.
yeah, but well, yeah, it's for me. It's like more painful when you've like been with them for a long time. Actually, the most painful thing for me is when the channel they're like, I want to make a change to my content. I want to like move and like turn this in a different direction. And then like a month or two later, they're like, yeah, I'm quitting. Because they like get your
Yeah.
hopes up. They get your hopes up, and then they just leave. It would have been better if they just left. That reminds me of the Storm Pal. You may not know him, but he was like this
No.
like Dragon Ball video game content guy, and he did that for like 3 years. Just like Dragon Ball video games. And then he's like, I want to like change my channel, and then he like started doing like video game story time kind of thing. Like talked about like how like certain things in like Luigi's Mansion scared him as a kid and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, this is like kind of decent content. And then he just like vanishes. Comes back a year later. He's like, yeah, I just kind of dropped it.
I could see how that kind of content would get tiring and how you wouldn't want to make it all the time.
Yeah, well, it's like that's the thing. Like there are there are a lot of channels who get up doing like one thing. They just spam a one thing. And there's probably like a lot of other things they would like to do, but they only get popular because this one thing they do. So to keep getting views, they kind of have to just keep doing it. You know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. That's why I say like have your like regular thing that you always put out, but don't be afraid to just put out other stuff on top of that because you know if your audience is expecting only one thing and they only like you for one thing, then if they ever get tired of that thing, then you can't really even make it happen.
You never want to dig yourself too deep into one hole, unless you're really confident in it. But
Yeah. Ugh.
there's so much content I don't need to be subscribed for.
Well, I had 280 subs previously, but then I started watching ASMR and then went to 340. So
Damn.
yeah, I watched that all the time. So
Like
I
I
do.
haven't watched a Team 4-star video in so many years. I don't need to be subscribed to that.
Yeah, I'm not subscribed to them. I don't think I really have any subscriptions that I would get rid of. It is good to sometimes just check and be like, oh yeah, there's this.
Oh yeah, like I'm scrolling through right now and getting rid of a lot of stuff I haven't watched for a long time. But I also have not checked my list in a long time. Soot House really just died out. It's kind of sad.
Hmm.
Did you ever watch them, Soot House?
No, I never heard of them.
They just looked over like stuff on Reddit. They were one of those channels, but they were the only ones to do it in a funny way. And then they just suddenly stopped making videos. Because most people doing those kinds of videos entirely rely on the like the content that they're looking at for it to be interesting. But these guys were actually just interesting, so I could just listen to them talk regardless, because they were funny.
Yeah, I actually like commenting on like an ASMR video right now. Something we do is we always try to like race to be the first commenter. So
Try to what, sorry?
Race to be the first commenter. So we're always commenting in like the first minute.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, but I'm like making like daily ASMR reviews right now. So I'm doing that, and I'm doing other things, you know. Yeah. The way I do it is I just record on Tuesday and Friday. But I'll just record like a bunch of videos in bulk. So
that's the way I'd rather do things too.
yeah, so you know, and then like on the spot, if I feel like making some other video about something, then I'll just make that, you know. And usually I do. Usually I'll make a ASMR review thing, and then I'll have something else I can like talk about. So I'll just make another one of that.
I think I'm gonna unsubscribe from PewDiePie. I haven't watched him in a long time. I don't quite care for it.
Yeah, I never really watched him. The only time
I watched him for a bit because I actually thought he was quite funny when he was on the rise with his like when he was going against T-Series, that whole thing.
Yeah, I kind of like that, but it didn't make me watch PewDiePie. It was just like, oh, I guess I'll support him kind of a thing. You know, like, I never really was a fan ever. It's kind of funny because I never was a fan of like Markiplier or whatever. Like, I remember I had not heard about Markiplier for like a really long time, and then I just suddenly heard everyone talking about him, and then I looked at his channel and he's like super popular, and I'm like, who is this guy? And then I like watched him. I'm like, yeah. It's kind of funny.
It's very clean. Like, I don't know. He's okay. I don't watch him anymore. I haven't for a long time, but I respect him because he's not just like fake cheery bullshit. He still is like himself, and he's still a unique personality, I think. But he's like before him and before PewDiePie, we had Tobuscus, and that's a nostalgia blast.
Never heard of him.
He was like the first before like Sky Does Minecraft and all that shit. He was a Minecraft YouTuber, and he was a Let's Player, and he had animations and songs and skits and everything, and he was kind of the shit for a little bit, but I did not. I fell off that train pretty hard pretty soon. It also turned out he was like a really terrible person, so that probably had something to do with it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna link to you the video that I was requested to review. So, one of the videos that I was requested to review. I'm not sure if you know about this. You've probably seen some of these things. I'd only seen like glints of this, but I was requested to review this, so I guess I'm going to. I already got my notes down for them today, so
let's see this. I see. Why? What is there to review?
That's what I asked, but you know, he asked it, so you know, I got my notes for it. He gave me like 7 videos, like 7 different like versions or whatever of like all this. So
jeez,
I'll make something out of it.
may as well. Low-key toast? What the flip? Oh, he makes memes. Unsubscribed. Linkara? I never watched you to begin with.
I never
Goodbye.
watched him. I never watched him.
He's a goofy little guy. He's got a goofy voice. I'm talking to you.
Oh, was he the one? Was he the guy who was really hated in the anime community for a while?
Maybe. He's got this very, very nasally voice. He's got a fedora, always.
I'm pretty
He
sure he
reviews
was. I'm
comic
pretty sure
books.
there was some kind of conflict with him where he like stole people's art or something.
Huh.
Yeah, he was like he like reviewed like manga from chapter 1. So he tried like reviewing Naruto from like chapter 1, and I remember King of Lightning had called him out, and he was like, reviewing manga from chapter 1 is like stupid. This guy's an idiot. And then like there was like some controversy, but everyone sided with King, which is good. Everyone sides with King in the end. You know, there will be like controversies, but everyone sides with King in the end.
He is the king.
He is the king. Everyone tries arguing, but they never win. No one wins against the king, which is good because there are these kids. That's probably something It's probably a video because there's a whole legend of like the whole, and not a lot of people know about it because I remember I showed you way back in the day the anime community wars.
Yes. Right. God.
Yeah.
That's a trip.
Sad thing about those is they're deleted now.
Oh no.
Yeah, so they're gone. So it's all memories now, you know. So there really isn't like content about that like tells anyone about that stuff now. So it's actually kind of in a situation similar to Melee before the documentary, where a lot of it is kind of like legend now.
Huh.
Like back, because that's one thing. Like Melee before the doc came out, a lot of it was like all these kind of like myths we talked about. It was all like we like had the myth of Ken, and the myth of Isaiah, especially, and this kind of stuff. And the doc really like introduced people to that like in a proper way. But that's basically what like the anime community situation is, that kind of like history. And I just remember it because I remember when I was but a wee lad, you know, and King of Lightning was reviewing Naruto regularly, and we had all these controversies and you know, all the kids fighting with King and being all justifying all the ridiculous things going on in the story. Yes, Obito. Stop attacking Obito, guys. Obito's a great character. Kishimoto did a great job on him. Stop attacking Obito. Obito is not pedo energy. Obito's great, and yeah, everything that was going on there was great. It's just an interesting thing. It would be good to like make a stream about it or something where I kind of just go and just like talk about all those little controversies back then, because we had like Double for Anime and Forever World and this kind of like
these are names I have not heard in a long time.
Yeah, these this kind of like Cold War of Naruto where you had like you had the king side where we were like, you know, Neji was right. Naruto was basically his character is just trashed on by Kishimoto, and then you have the other people who were like, and you still have some of them today who were like, no, Naruto wasn't prophesized to save the world. No, he was just prophesized to fight Sasuke, and that was just, you know, they make up all these weird. No, it's like, sorry, dude, you can like read the prophecies verbatim. Naruto is Harry Potter. As King of Lightning says nowadays, Naruto and Sasuke, Kid Jesus and Moses Jr. That is sadly the story of Naruto at this point. That's why I say it's like it's always like a really good thing when King gets to talk about Naruto again, because he doesn't really talk about it that much. So a lot of people forget these things from back in the day. So I'm always excited when he comes out and schools the boys. That even happened on one of his streams. He had like a crazy stream. It was like a 9-hour stream, like a Naruto tier list, and brought on some guys who were like, "Hey King, I heard your arguments, and I think that like your idea that like Naruto is like this like Kid Jesus Destiny kid. I don't think it's really realistic." And then like King Lightning schooled him in like 2 minutes, and then like everyone on the chat kicked him out. King was like chill about it, but everyone's like, "Yeah, get off, dude. Cringe, get off, dude." So
hilarious. Get cringed on.
well, they deserve it because they just make up these. It's sad because they will make up any weird explanation to justify what goes on. Might Guy uses the Gate of Death. The guy, he's melting literally, like he's turning into ashes, and then Kid Jesus Naruto shows up. With a touch of the hand, he is saved.
What on fuck? Why? I'm subscribed to the Creed YouTube channel. Creed is a shitty band from the 90s I've never cared about or listened to. I'm really confused.
I'll go to my subscriptions.
David Dockery. Like, who the fuck are you? Oh, you're cool. Okay, never mind. Oh, he did a Final Fantasy VII drum cover? Sounds pretty cool.
Ooh, 392 subs. Getting near 400 at this point.
Damn.
Okay. Let's see if I can just get a complete list here.
David E. Oh. Yeah, I'm staying subscribed to that. Dan Demand Productions. I'll always stay subscribed to that.
Now that's
always.
Old school, dude. That's old school.
I'm keeping that forever.
That's right, dude. Dan Demand. That's old
Dan
school.
the motherfucking man.
I have not heard that name in many years.
Oh, dude.
Man.
I still go back and listen to those remixes sometimes.
I'm 13 again, man. Oh man.
Those
Why noon, dude.
Those Sticker Brush Symphony remixes, man.
Yeah, that's a good one. He's got a good Big Blue.
An amazing Big Blue.
Uh-huh.
A big blue.
Still subscribed to Forever World, but don't really have as much of a grudge against him nowadays. In fact, actually, Foreverworld actually came out and actually said he respected King of Lightning for dropping Fairy Tail. Because he admitted that he thought the series was bad, but he just kept reviewing it for money. And he actually came out later and said that he respected King for just dropping it.
It's fair.
So, yeah, the Foreverworld grudge is mostly over, but back in the day, that was a war.
That was. It's intense.
Civilization EX Dimension. I'm not even sure who some of these are. NG Pringle. Who's that? Oh, okay.
Newgrounds?
It's just a bunch of black and white pictures colorized. That's NG Pringle. Okay.
Neat.
Who's Dimension?
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Drawfee. I don't watch Drawfee at all.
Bunch of Berserk stuff. Screen Junkies. Haven't seen that in years. Crappy Capture Device. Do you remember him?
No. Screen Junkies. That sounds familiar.
Screen Junkies is Honest Trailers, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll send you a video from Crappy Capture Device. You probably will recognize it.
Duven Music. Oh, right. This guy made a bunch of good fucking videos showing off like samples within music, and they all got taken down because copyright. Really mad. They were really good videos.
Yeah. I am really careful about using music in my videos. I have like a doc that's like 8 pages long where it's just a link to a song, but it has like used under
like copyright information.
Yeah, well, not copyright information, but the whole. Actually, I can just go to it right now and. But it's whatever used under. I say like the license that it's used under and I link to the original site and whatnot. You know, there's basically certain information you put in for citing that stuff. Chef Rilla's Productions. 1 million subs? Wow, okay. So there's people who have like way more subs than I think, and people who have way less subs than I think. Proto Mario, he's great. And the guy is like that. Proto Mario is the Pokemon Theory channel. He has like every Pokemon theory you could ever think of. He has like hundreds of them.
I see.
Comic Drake, he's okay. Ocarina Hero 10. That brings me back to when I was like 7 years old.
That sounds like a 2007 name.
Yep, Ocarina Hero 10.
That's an old school name. I've never heard that, but god damn.
I can probably link you maybe the only video you may have seen from him. It's a classic one though. Yeah, this is a classic one. This is the video that like got me into being much more serious about like Zelda. This is what got me for a year. I was like calling myself the Zelda nerd. I was on.
I remember.
But you may have seen this. But even if you haven't, this is a classic one. This is a classic. That's Ocarina Hero 10. Old school. What giraffe? Who's that? Oh, just an SMR channel. Alright.
I'm sorry, GR Smash. I don't watch you enough. Goodbye.
He still makes content. It's just, it's not really the same. I just like once you've seen enough Melee, eventually you just want to see extended clips.
Yeah.
Because it's just the nature of how it goes. Like he ends up kind of having to repeat a lot of stuff.
Tons.
Yeah, it's just how it goes, you know.
Yeah.
Man,
Hood politics? What? Why? I'm like, there's so much stuff I never subscribe to. Like, I don't. Why is Hood politics in my subscriptions?
Hood politics. I've never
Hood
heard of that.
politics. It's just a bunch of like story time videos. It looks like of gangsters in hoods. Like what? Why?
Necro VMX. I usually call him Necro MVX, but I feel bad for Necro MVX because the dude uploads like daily Let's Plays and whatnot, and he gets like 20 views or like 3 views.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you know, the dude puts in work, and you know, he's put in really good content in the past. The dude's just been up. The dude's been around since like 2008 or something, and he just doesn't get attention.
Yeah. You hate to see it.
Yeah, it is pretty. Yeah, it is pretty sad.
I don't watch I Hate Everything anymore.
I don't either. I didn't really know you even watched him, but that doesn't surprise me. But
I watched The Search for the Worst for a long time, and then he pretty much stopped doing it.
yeah, that's what I watched. I stopped around what was it, Shark Exorcist?
That was a classic.
That was a good one. Shark Exorcist and The Amazing Bulk are the most classic of them. We should do a movie commentary of The Amazing Bulk.
I can't. I've already sat through that movie once. I can't do it again. It's really bad.
Well, that's why it must be done.
It's really bad.
Can you? I'm pretty sure you could upload the whole thing to YouTube and the guy wouldn't mind.
Oh, I think I found it on YouTube, actually. Let me look it up.
Yeah. I've never seen it. I've only seen the I Hate Everything video on it, so.
I watched it once. It was a big mistake.
Unique Namosaurus. Kisai IQ.
You can buy or rent it on YouTube.
You probably would buy it on YouTube for cheaper than you could just like buy it on Amazon or whatever. You could probably. I'm pretty sure you can buy it for like 50 cents or something. It's like ridiculous.
Holy fuck. Imaginary Ambition never. Damn, he never uploads anymore. It's really sad.
Oh, Butch Leghorn. All right.
Imaginary Ambition made these really creative music-related, just kind of comedy bits. It was like how to make this kind of music. and they were pretty good. But I remembered they started getting really not funny, so I stopped watching them, and now he hasn't uploaded in a while. Maybe I'll catch up on it someday.
Super Doodle Man. That
Super
is
Doodle.
really classic. Super Doodle Man was one of the first guys in Melee who really started taking like the scientific approach. Back then, Super Doodle Man and Mewtwo King were quite infamous for get up attack speeds and frame data and all the stuff people didn't really pay attention to. I think that's even mentioned in the doc. I think you have Prague says Super Doodle Man and Mewtwo King with their get up attack frame data and whatnot. So that's a really old stuff. 14 years ago, Super Doodle Man. Oh man. Huh.
Jello Apocalypse. It's a long time ago. Content doesn't look as good as it used to be. That's always really disappointing. Actually, like with Imaginary Ambition, he was really just starting to take off, and then he like stopped making interesting videos, and then just stopped altogether. It was right as he was getting real popular. It's a shame to see.
I have a couple of channels that just deleted all their videos because YouTube killed them.
Yeah, I found a couple subscriptions that were dead.
Huh. Extra credits. Who's? Oh, these guys? No. That's one of the only few I was still subbed to that I wouldn't want to. Let's see. Isaiah Alvarado? Isaiah's channel? Yeah, Isaiah's channel. Isaiah, and he's uploaded 3 months ago. So, yeah, Isaiah does upload on occasion. He'll upload some online tournaments he plays. He'll upload combos he does. Nice, it's actually pretty cool. Ooh, Isaiah on coaching at Genesis 5, 3-hour video. Interesting. I didn't even realize I was subbed to Isaiah.
There's this guy named Kaze Emanuar who makes amazing Mario 64 hacks. He does like new videos every couple weeks where he has some new hack. And they look really, really cool. Like he creates his own like levels and worlds within Mario 64. And they're always themed to like other video games and stuff like that.
I'm very happy that you're getting more Mario 64 ROM hacks and Ocarina of Time ROM hacks. Because I've said before, like the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask engine has such good potential for ROM hack worlds.
I've never even really considered that, but you're totally right. Like you could just, I'm sure it wouldn't be too hard to just take a wall texture and copy and paste it and make your own place.
Yeah, because like you think of Majora's Mask is in a lot of ways a semi-ROM hack of Oot. And yeah, what they were able to do with creating like the world in that game, I love it so much. Majora's Mask is very condensed in how they did it, because you have the whole corners of the map. So there's just so much potential there, and I just wasn't seeing really ROM hacks for it. I mainly saw like Link to the Past ROM hacks. And
it's a really interesting way of putting it, that it's just a ROM hack of Ocarina of Time.
With
you're totally right.
With the way they made it, that's kind of how it is, I mean, there's a lot of heart put into it, and it's really, really well done. But in a basic way, that's kind of how they did it. They just took the Ocarina of Time ROM and, made
You're totally right. I never even thought of that. That's really interesting.
Yeah, well, that's what you got to do when you reuse assets, but that's how you do it, right?
I agree. Ocarina Hero Ted. Oh, I've seen this video.
Yeah, you've seen this? Yeah.
I remember this intro. God, it's so 2009. Wow.
Beautiful.
Wow, this editing, man. The floating text. This is, oh man.
That brings me back, dude. I was like 7 or 8 or something when I was watching this. Because I watched this video when it came out.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I wonder what the oldest like legendary video I've seen is. Like when it came out.
Yeah, that's probably would be the one for me. Because that was one of the first channels I ever watched. I used to never subscribe to channels because I thought it was like bad. I thought it was like you would get like a problem from it. So I never would subscribe to channels. So I would just like check out his channel all the time. But I used to watch him all the time. I watched the first Let's Player I watched was Leroy. You probably don't know him.
No.
He did like Pokemon Let's Plays and whatnot, and I watched his videos. That was really old school. Honestly, yeah.
What was Nintendo Capri Sun's friend that he recorded with? Oh man,
you're talking something really old.
Because I never watched Capri Sun, but I watched his friend that he recorded with. That I think was in Oh my god, what were they called? The Lost Guys?
The Runaway Guys? Proton
Runaway
John?
Guys.
Proton John?
No. There was another.
Sugar Conroy?
Yeah!
Wow, it's been a while, has it not?
It has really been a while.
Now, Sugar Conroy's still...
Sugar Conroy exists.
Sugar Conroy's still around, dude. He's got like 2
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
No, the Runaway Guys are still around. Capri Sun is still around. Capri Sun is old content. He's been like 2007, I think, and he's still there. That's an old school one.
Super old school. I'm gonna try and find a video series that I liked as a kid. It's a Mario 3 co-op between. Was it not Nintendo Capri Sun? It might not have been. It was someone kind of like that, though.
May have been. His first video ever was Mario 3 Let's Play. But I think I know what you're talking about.
It was... Oh, fuck. It was some guy who used Purple Link as his avatar.
Yeah. Well, they have the Runaway Guys, and there's 3 of them, but... Oh, who was that? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Who was that?
Yeah, and he had like a border around the screen that had the purple link, right?
Purple Rodri, I think his name was.
Yes!
Yeah!
That is totally what it is!
Purple Rodri, yeah.
God. Purple fucking Rodri. It's been a while.
Oh,
is he still pumping out content? Or did he stopped like a year ago?
I've retired and no longer make videos, RIP. But Capri Sun is just like the Crusader. He's like Capri Sun may actually be the longest running continuous channel I've actually seen for like video game content.
Yeah, it was Sully Pones and Purple Rodri. That's what I was looking for. They did a Mario 3 co-op Let's Play. I'm saving this playlist. I want to watch this later.
Oh,
that's insane. I haven't thought about that in so long.
Sully Podes, let's look at that. Sully Podes Commentators 456 is the first result.
I cannot believe. Yeah, I remember this border now. Oh my fuck. They had a death counter? That's hilarious.
What's going on?
That's a great idea. A death counter on a co-op game? That's smart. 2013? Fuck.
Yeah, well. Commentators 456 is dead because of, he had the, Asperger's, fall in love creep moment.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Who's that?
You don't know Commentators 456?
I don't think so.
Oh, really? He was like, he mostly played, like, Sonic games. Mostly played, like, Sonic games and Mario games. Alright, I guess I'll link this to you.
Yo, I'm so nervous to put...
Man, the name Sully Pones beckons to another time.
Yeah, well, Chugga Conroy is one of those things where he's just lasted the test of time, and he just continues getting attention.
Totally.
I have said, in terms of like production, in terms of quality, in terms of the work he puts in, I think he is the best overall Let's Player that I've seen.
Interesting.
Like, I'm not the biggest like fan of him, but in terms of everything he does to up the quality every time, I don't think there's anyone who does better than him.
How long has Chugga Conroy been around? Or
2008.
any of those guys? 2008?
2008 is for Chugga. Nintendo Caprice, I think, was 2007.
Okay. I can't remember when Game Grumps started.
20.
That was
Wasn't that 2013-ish, something like that?
yeah, 2012, 2013.
Yeah. JonTron, I think, has been since like 2010 or something.
Yeah. I'm only thinking Game Grumps because I know they were impactful for the sake of like before them there was a weird like what's the word, precedent, I guess, that you have to be like super smart and informative during a Let's Play, and then Game Grumps is just like half an hour of them giggling every video, and now that's like the standard.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have, if it doesn't feel like two best friends on a couch, then you're probably screwed. That's like the standard nowadays.
Uh-huh. Brain Scratch is probably
Yeah.
very old school in that way. Brain Scratch is quite old school on that.
They're very old school.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact they do post commentary is old school as fuck.
Yeah, yep. But now it's stream this and, edited clips of this, and I prefer post, honestly.
I prefer live commentary just because it's usually funnier when with them reacting to the game live and shit. Like seeing people get frustrated at a game and shit like that. And that's why I like having more than one person, because then the others can usually just laugh at them or feed into it or work off of it in one way.
Yeah, like what was it? I like post commentary more because there's more of like a random tangent element. And Brain Scratch is like the definition of that, like just random tangent mode where they're talking about something completely unrelated to the actual video. But I like that. I prefer that kind of energy.
I do too, but I think you can get that energy with live stuff, like just watching them play more chill content.
I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying that's more of like the difference between them.
I see. For me, I like finding that balance where it still is more like random tangents. I don't like people just commentating on the game itself, but like I'll usually watch just people who go on tangents or just say ridiculous things regardless of what situation they're in.
Yeah, like I find the only time where someone who's totally informative about the video, the only time that's really interesting is if it's like a speedrunner or someone who's like commentating on a video they've made and they're like giving you all the little in-depth stuff.
Totally.
Let's see if I can makes me think of a interesting video. This video is pretty crazy if I can find it. Yep. Yeah, this is
the thing I was thinking with post and live though is it's like with post, because it's so much of a random tangent thing, makes me think, why aren't I just listening to a podcast right now?
well, there's that element, but it's also a matter of taste. Like I'm just not a podcast person, really. I just don't really listen.
Well, because at that point, it's pretty much just a shoot the shit podcast, but with video game visuals. And there's nothing wrong with that. I fuck with that. I'd still do that. I'd still watch that. But like at that point, if I were making it, it would feel more like why don't we just record us talking? Why has there got to be video game footage here? It would, I guess it would work for a YouTube video sense though. Just having a visual element that's changing.
I just like it because it gives you a subject to talk about. Because like a podcast, it's kind of like, oh, well, here's what our like hour-long kind of like gaff is supposed to be. Like a video, you kind of just put it on, and the video is as long as it is. You kind of just go. It's just something there. I mean, it depends, because, you know, whether you talk more about the video or not is kind of just how you do it, you know. I'm old school in that sense. It's just like how I am, you know.
That's fair. Just because there was a couple moments even when we were recording, I was like, we're really off topic, and it's fine. Like, I thought they were great discussions, but I was thinking, like, what's the point of even having the video here at all? But it is nice to have a little visual element. I mean, especially if we're uploading to YouTube, it makes sense.
Yeah, because that's what it is. Like, if we just did, like, audio, then it would basically be just... I would just upload, like, that stock image that I use, and it would just be our audio for, like, 2 hours or something, and that's it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And people can watch that if it's entertaining enough, but it's not really like that eye-catching. Because like sometimes if I have like extra stuff left, I just put it all in one video. I just call it random discussion, and I just upload it as that. It's like a 2-hour thing of just random talking we have left over.
Fair.
So like I have that, but it's kind of difficult to market that. Like, hey, well, here's just some random like 2-hour audio of just random talking. What's the subject? What have we talked about?
Yeah, but I mean that's most podcasts nowadays. Is like, most people like to listen to podcasts because there's no focus, because it's kind of just like listening to random discussion.
Yeah, well, what I do actually is the first thing I upload is the unedited audio of us. So I just upload the audio of what we do, which is like a stock image. So if someone wanted to listen to it like that, then they can. I upload the unedited audio, and then I just upload the individual episodes that we commentated over.
Fair.
You know, with the footage on and whatnot. So you can do either way if you want.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. I'm not really making a point either way.
That's like how I do it, because, you know, like, you just get the audio, that I could just upload the audio quick, because you don't really need to edit that. Then I'll just edit our commentary onto, like, the footage of what we watched, and then, you know, you'll just have both. So if you want, like, the audio, then there's just sneak peek for you. You can just have it, but that's what I've done, so...
Stretching like a motherfucker. Oh yeah, I forgot that we even had the video call going.
Yeah, well, Are you not looking at yours, or like I'm looking at you from here?
I'm looking at you now, but I was just looking at like YouTube and stuff. I just forgot.
That's what I was doing.
Just scrolling.
Yeah, if you want, we could just make like a pure podcast thing. I mean, like I do the commentary, because like the commentary as well over a video basically gives you like a direction of what you clip. You know, I basically like make a separate clips of what I'm making, because that's the whole thing. Like with like a podcast is like you have the whole large podcast thing itself, and then there's what everyone clips. You know, and sometimes people clip their own things, or other people clip it for them. But you know, if we like watch what episode, then it gives me like direction on what I can upload as like separate. Because some people want to listen to like a 2-hour long thing, and other people just want to watch like a 20-minute, 10-minute. You know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We should do a podcast style thing someday, but I am down with continuing the commentaries. Like, they're fun.
Yeah, like
I like doing.
yeah, it's like that's how I like doing it. But a podcast thing would be kind of like an extra thing, sort of like a podcast would be like its own series, and that would be much more even more like chill than it already is. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's like because I think we do good at that, but like a lot of times we have so much leftover audio from a discussion anyway. I could just put random discussion 2 hour video. It's just the audio, and it's similar to that already. So yeah, it's like it is how it goes. I thought your idea of having your own kind of like podcast thing, and then maybe I could kind of like just jump into it sometimes was like a good
Yeah,
thing.
that'd be fun.
Yeah, because
I still want to do a Mario Party 2 video as well.
sure. That is like where you stream stuff. Like when you're playing Mario Party, that's when you stream it.
Totally.
Yeah. That would be like a 5 hour stream or something. That'd be yeah.
You shit in the sink. Oh my god. I'm a fucking tired boy. Gosh dang. I'm yawning. Oh. Butt cracks. I don't know where this tiredness came from.
Yeah. I mean, I'm more used to like talking for hours on end. It's something I can do, but it will tire you out.
Yeah, I guess I'm just. It's been a while. I worked out, as I've told you, out in Ontario for a few months, and I didn't really have anyone to talk to there. So I kind of got antisocial again.
Yeah, I've been there. Ugh.
I know, like I just got out of quarantine and I was just starting to do well, and fucking thrown right back into it. But I'm getting my vaccine actually. What's today? Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting my vaccine tomorrow, so that's exciting.
All right.
I get to go to public places again, do shit, not feel bad about hanging out with my friends. I'm excited.
Ugh. Oh, well. I forgot what I was going to say.
I don't know.
Yeah, try
Monkeying out.
What is it?
Let me look for monkeys. Do you like monkeys, son?
I kind of like Curious George when I was like 5.
Monkeys are the shit. You ever seen an ape throw another ape? That's nuts.
I've seen them like wrestle. Like gorillas.
Pretty intense stuff. I don't know. I love monkeys. Like orangutans. They're so fucking goofy and funny looking. They're awesome.
How would the kids say it? They're like humans with no cap? Or wait.
What?
Oh, you haven't heard that one? No cap? Or whatever?
Yeah, but I don't think you used it right.
I don't think I did either. I don't know how. What was it? It was like it was either meant you're true or you're not true. I don't remember what it was.
It means you're true. Cap is like a falsehood. So if someone comes up to you and they're like, "Oh yeah, I could speed run Sonic 3 better than you," you'd be like, "Oh, cap. That's total cap." Or you'd be like, "Oh, I'm fucking I'm number 1 in the world, no cap." Something like that.
It confuses me because I say like I'm saying no cap. No cap means true. I say no and I'm thinking negative.
Think like saying no lie.
Yeah.
Like no lie, this is the best food I've ever had. No cap, this is the best food I've ever had. That's like the equivalent.
I just can't keep up. Yeah.
There's also on God, which just means true again.
On God, that's kind of epic. That's kind of epic.
I love that, honestly. Like I'll be like, on Jesus, this taco slaps. Stuff like that.
I like that more. I like that more than just being like Jesus Christ. Yeah, I kind of like that. On to God, because that's kind of like saying like Godspeed. That's kind of like an old phrase.
on God is like an exclamation of agreement.
Yeah,
So someone will, yeah.
I get that. That's actually kind of cool. I get that because it makes sense when you say it.
Yeah, I like on God. No cap kind of makes sense once you get your head around cap meaning lie. Just goofy. It confused the fuck out of me for a while, but it is what it is. Apparently though, no cap has been slang for like a long time, just it's recently gone into the suburban white kids' hands. So now it's everywhere. That's what happens. There's slang that exists from like the 90s and shit in actual like hood cultures and things, and then white kids on TikTok get their hands on it, and then everyone knows it.
Oh, I guess so. I was trying to look up like what trap is, and I found two. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So trap means like a trap house, which is where you cook crack. It's basically like a community house, but it's an abandoned house, so no one needs to pay for it. And a bunch of just crackheads and druggies and such will live there and party and do drugs, and it's just really gross places to be. So trap music comes from a style of music that's about being in the trap, living that lifestyle, etc. And then it went beyond to just meaning like any kind of music with these rattling hi-hats and booming 808s. Basically, trap now basically means a specific style of music, but where it comes from is the trap. And I'm up in the trap cooking some crack. So what it's all about is water whipping, as they call it. It's when you're whipping up crack in the pot on the stove.
Man, I'm happy I don't know anything about drugs.
Actually, very interesting. There's been studies lately on how what are they called? Psychedelics. I was gonna say psychotics. How psychedelics are used for therapeutic uses. Actually, it's a very interesting thing because acid and mushrooms in particular, when you take them, it kind of takes down any mental barriers you have. So like when someone asks you how you're doing, and instead of just saying exactly how you're feeling, you'll say, "Oh, I'm fine," or "Oh, I'm meh." That's gone. That mental like channeling of what you should say is gone. So you'll just say like first thought, first idea. It's very, very strange. But because of that, a lot of people, you have no choice but to confront what's going on in your brain when you're on psychedelics. It's hard to just block it out. So a lot of people use it for confronting trauma or for therapeutic uses like that. And there's a lot of studies going on right now of how they actually can use that like medically, like micro dosing, so you're not tripping balls, but you are put more in a more objective state, so you can look at the things going on in your life and be like, yes, this is right, this is wrong. For some people, not everyone, but for some people, it helps organize your thoughts.
Uh-huh.
And not as a regular thing either, but like as a trips can be very therapeutic and teach you a lot. Shrooms are scary because like it's not a party drug. You know, LSD, weed, alcohol, these are party drugs, but shrooms are something you need to approach with respect. And that's something that sounds so silly because it's a drug, and I never thought to take it seriously until I had bad trips, and I understand now like shrooms need to be taken with respect. You need to be in the right mood, and you need to be in the right setting. You can't abuse them. It's a very strange thing. Shrooms aren't meant to be done all the time anyway, because what makes you trip is a poison that's inside them. And if you take it like 2 days in a row, the second day it'll do pretty much nothing to you because your body's accustomed to it. So you need to give your body time to like readjust to the not being poisoned, so you can poison it again and get high. It's just how tolerance works, really. But for shrooms, because I guess it's such an intense thing, your body really prepares for it right afterward.
Mm.
Funky shit. I don't do shrooms very often because I have a pretty fragile brain that doesn't like stuff like that. Psychedelic, I usually take a very little amount, but yeah, it's something else. Definitely something else.
Well, it's one of those things where I just, I can't say anything because I'm innocent.
I don't know if you would have a lot of fun on shrooms per se right now in your life. Maybe like 25, 30, when your brain's fully developed and really
I
has
think
a hand.
no thanks in general.
That's totally understandable. I'm not saying you ever should. I'm not saying it's a necessity.
No, I prefer to
Not at all.
remain clean. I never had coffee in my life.
That's fair. Coffee's overrated.
Oh yeah.
Super.
No
I
one
don't
else
like
tells
it.
me that, so that's good. But
It tastes like it's intentionally bitter. I don't know why you would like it.
that's why they throw all this like sugar and other crap in it. So they're like, oh, well,
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
some
like,
people.
yes.
But some people are just like, I like black coffee because I'm a man. Shut up.
I save money because I don't buy coffee, so I'm a man too.
Literally. I don't like taking something that is supposed to taste bad. Like, I don't know what's so absurd about that. It is an acquired taste. Like, it's the point. Coffee is meant to be a kick in the ass. Like, alcohol is not meant to taste good. People who like the taste of alcohol are insane. I will never like beer because beer is just a gross fucking thing. Like, there's some alcohols I actually prefer like straight spirits than beer, like vodka and whiskey, tequila, because at least that you take a little bit and you're hammered. With beers, you take like 2 or 3 and you're kind of tipsy, and they taste really gross. It's just not worth it. And they're super fatty. Oh my god, beers are so fatty.
Mm.
Calorie city right there.
They
So bad for you.
They look fizzy, you look at it and it looks like, I don't know, old man's Coke.
It totally, right? You'd think, but it's not how it tastes. Not to me, anyway. Some people, people love it.
Yeah.
But it's not my thing. Air coolers.
Yeah. That's how it looks, but...
Have you ever thought on drinking?
Don't want to. Never had any. No clue what it tastes like. Don't want to. Don't want to smoke. Don't want to take drugs. Don't want to do any of that. Don't want to drink coffee either. I want to be innocent. Innocent of coffee as well.
I will agree to an extent. Marijuana is really my only exception. I don't like fucking with my body in its natural order. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like I don't like taking medication. I don't like. I'll drink on occasion if I'm celebrating and I really want to get drunk, but that's not all the time at all. For the most part, I don't like coffee because it makes me stay up at night. I can't do energy drinks. They make me stay up at night. My body takes like 5 hours just to wake up, and it needs to not be interrupted during it. And it needs to go to bed like whenever it feels like. My body's so picky.
Yeah, well, like, that's what it is with me. Like, whenever I would, like, drink pop, it has this, like, buffer thing where if I, like, drink it, like, halfway through my day, then I'm going to be staying up an hour or two later, like, no matter what I do. It just keeps me up,
Totally.
So...
energy drinks are like that, but so much worse.
Yeah.
So much worse.
Yeah, but, like, the reason I don't even, like, take all these, like, things, all these, like, substances and whatnot, it's not even, like, there is, like, a health thing to it, where, like, I want to, like, being healthy is good. It's, like, a logical thing where it's like, well, you can, like, not take these things, and it's kind of just not really much losses, but there's also, like, the element of, you see a lot of, like, young people especially, where they get to, like, a point where they can't be happy unless they're, like, taking these things, They can't be happy unless they're drunk. They can't be happy unless they're on drugs or whatever. Where it's like you hang out with people for a little bit and they're like, hey, well, let me get out my little whatever I'm going to take because now I want to have fun. That kind of thing. And I would never want that. in my life. Like whenever I'm happy on my own, it's like it's a really good and unique thing for me. When I'm all like jumping and I'm all like, yeah, I'm all, you know, I don't, I like everything I feel to be like a natural response to me.
Totally.
Yeah,
I respect that.
Yeah, there's that element, and I like not knowing. I like that I have no clue what coffee tastes like. I like the mystery of it. There are some things that are better to just not know.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. I could totally understand that.
yeah.
Like there's definitely like a limit for me as well. Like I think humans are only, your brain's only meant to produce certain kinds of chemicals. You're only meant to feel happy certain times. You start abusing that all the time, and yeah, chemically you'll need something to feel happy. Not even just like, not even just socially. Like your brain won't develop those happy chemicals without that thing.
Yeah, that's what it is with like coping and whatnot and addictions and whatnot, is you get yourself used to a certain stimulation that you want to have, and then if you want to drop that, then it's very difficult to do. So
Totally. Yeah, no, like I mean, really, it's the same thing with a lot of people and their phones.
yeah, now you see that, and it is the same thing too. A lot of people say, oh well, it's different. No, these people who are on their phones all the time, you give them like 1 minute of free time, and then they're just on their phones. It's the same. It's the same thing.
Yeah, no, I'll fully admit I'm addicted to this. Like, I wait. It's the first thing I do in the day and the last thing I do before bed. Obviously, it's addiction. That's just that's just a fact. I'm not gonna bullshit myself,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think to me it's less about not indulging and more about, well, I mean, moderation, of course, but I think moderation comes from recognizing, if you're willing to say, obviously I'm addicted, it's the first and last thing I do every day. That's the first step to at least recognizing when in the middle of the day, yeah, I've been on this a lot, I should go do something else. Or I should just leave it in my room while I go do this.
Mm-hmm. So one of the reasons I like walks is because, like, whenever I go on a walk, I don't bring any electronic anything with me. I just maybe I'll bring an umbrella or whatever. I have like a little bag of little things I take out when I go on hikes. Sometimes I have like binoculars. I have these good binoculars that are like water resistant, so you can kind of like swim out and pull about and take a little look at some things. But you just go out and you get like an hour or two of there's none of that stimulation, none of that no tech. You just think on your own. It's it's all you, and it's something I really like, and it's something that helps you if you're trying to like get off some kind of addiction. In other cases, just take walks, because when you're literally outside and you're literally away from whatever it is you're on or whatever, when your drugs at home or your alcohol at home or your pornography at home or whatever it is, you're literally out there, and you have to, you can't just like be crazy and just kind of like sit home and be thinking in your mind like, ooh, you have these like temptations, and because that's kind of the situation.
Totally.
The situation you're in is where you're like laying in bed, and like that in like 10 seconds you could kind of just go. You could just go
exactly.
off. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like, oh, my phone's right here, my weed's right there, my TV's right there. Like, what do I need to leave bed for?
Yeah, you're just like, yeah.
It's a bad mindset to get into.
Yeah.
I think that's actually one reason I'm excited to get my own place, like just some sort of apartment or something, because I want separation of where my things are. If everything's right beside my bed, I never feel motivated to get out of bed.
Yeah.
And I get into real bad habits of just like binging shows and getting high and ordering way too much fast food and spending way too much. Okay, I spend way too much money on fast food. way too much. Whether it's going like walking out and grabbing it or ordering skip the dishes. I don't know if you know what that is, but basically it's like, you know what Uber is?
Yeah, me and my boomerism doesn't really know it, so I just seen ads for it.
Uber is like, you get this app and then you put in your address and put in where you want to go and they'll taxi you there. But the thing with Uber is anyone can be an Uber driver as long as like your car is clean and approved. And with Uber, you drive like just in your free time. It's not like it's your job. It's not on a scheduled thing. It's just for other people to make extra money, and it's way cleaner and more efficient than a taxi. It's the shit. Taxis suck. So Uber's great, and skip the dishes is just you put in where your address is, you put in the food you want, they'll drive out there and get it for you. It's like Busy Bee.
Yeah.
It's literally just Busy Bee, but for food. So yeah, Skip the Dishes has like a $5 delivery fee, and on top of that, there's always like $2 or $3 tips. So it's like $8 to $10 extra bucks every time I get some sort of food from there, or just anything. And it's so I do it so much. It's so bad for me.
Uh-huh.
So bad.
Yeah. Well, I'm still very. Well, it's funny because whenever I get into these discussions, it's always very funny because I'm just not a very stimulated person. Like, I still have like one meal a day. Don't do drugs. Don't drink. Virgin. Don't masturbate. Whatever. Whatever. You know, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
I guess the only thing for that to make up would be like screen time.
Yeah, pretty much. There's plenty of that.
Because that's stimulation too, 100%.
No, it is. Yeah. No, it's like no, I agree. Because whenever like the power goes out, I can like, I'm like okay, but there still is that initial kind of like withdrawal mode where you're like, ugh.
yeah, that initial mindset of like, fuck,
Yeah,
what am I gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get through it. You learn to survive.
Yeah, like what I do actually now is like I have these like tasks that I can do with no power. So like one good thing is you can always edit videos when you don't have power still, as long as you still have some juice in your laptop. So I can always do that. Do need to read more books, but I was thinking maybe one series I would actually do on my channel, which would help me read books, is I would just read books out loud. So
I could see that. Aiden reading books series.
Yeah, so it would be good for that because I don't read enough, and reading is good. It's another thing with like books is like I have like an infinite book backlog too, because there are all these things you'll find all kinds of like weird documents and things from like the 1800s or something, all these like cool things that you want to read, but they're like 200 pages long, so you're like, later, and then you never do it. So
I hear you. That's how I feel with albums, because like I'll listen to a song somebody sends me, but if I come across an album that's really interesting, I'll throw it on the list and probably never check it out again. But there's so many, because you'll read and you'll be like, oh, this sounds perfect, Fucking inspiration from video game music and punk and hip hop. Wow, it's everything I like. I'll never listen to it. There's just too much in the world to keep up with. That's why I just gave up on like television shows unless it's something I really care about. Because like I'll never watch Game of Thrones as long as I live.
Yeah.
I made that decision long ago.
Yeah, I'm probably never gonna watch Harry Potter or whatever.
There's no reason to watch Harry Potter, dude. It's so overrated.
Yeah, that's like, that is thy name is millennial.
I still haven't even seen Lord of the Rings, and I'm way more pressed to see that than Harry Potter.
Yeah, I actually have like a DVD that has like all three of them in one, and I've had it for like 2 years. And
yeah, I don't think I've watched any of the DVDs I own. Let me check. I have a concert Blu-ray. Yeah, I have 2 concert movies. These are the only things I've gotten, like, in the last 3 years on disc, and I haven't watched either of them still.
I do like getting things physical, like, because it's good when you have something physical. Because if you like lose the internet or something, you can just
Oh,
watch it, on
you're
that.
back.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, no, sir, you cut out for a while.
oh, really?
Yeah. But what I was saying is, these 2 movies, I got them, like, I asked specifically for them on my Christmas list, and I still never watched them.
Yeah. Let's see. I have Raging Bull. So there's that.
Yeah?
I never watched it, but it's there. Let's see. At least found this for $5. Dark Knight, $5. Can't argue.
Nice, nice.
Got like half of season 1 of the original Star Trek. That's good. So those things are there.
I also have Evil Dead 2. That's a classic.
Yeah.
You ever seen that?
No, I've never seen zombie horror or anything.
Oh, Evil Dead 2 is different. It's I think you would enjoy it. It's phenomenal. It's not really scary. It's more cheesy, kind of just popcorn fun. But it's made by Sam Raimi, who made, the only good Spider-Man movie.
Thank you.
I haven't seen Homecoming, but I dislike The Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, but, yeah, that. Don't remind me. Because when I hear that, I either think of the great cartoon or that.
Yeah. But, what was I thinking? Sam Raimi, yeah. So Evil Dead 2, it really is just the perfect camp film. It's, I don't know, I don't really want to say much else without spoiling, but, like, the intro is, like, 2 to 3 minutes before scary shit happens. And it's just consistent, action. It's the pacing's perfect. They waste 0 time. The story is minimal because you don't need it. A lot of it's just really great effects, great acting, and just interesting scene after interesting scene is the only way I can really describe it. I don't know. It's just like that. You see one scene and you're like, that moment is a classic moment, and then the next scene happens and there's another classic moment, and there's all these great little details. Like whenever someone's getting chased, you never see the monster because the camera is first-person perspective of the monster. So you see everyone like screaming and reacting to it and running away from it, and the camera is just like going down hallways and breaking through doors. Like one of my favorite scenes is the monster is chasing him and it's first person, and he slams the door behind him, and right after you watch like the piece of the door burst as the camera goes through it. Mm-hmm. So it's like you watch the monster just you kind of feel like the monster just chasing after him, breaking shit in your way. I don't know. It's very unique. It's awesome. I think you'd enjoy it.
Yeah, something I did see actually was 1917. Did you see that?
No.
That was a World War I movie. And what I liked about that is they did it all in one shot. So it was
the whole thing?
Yeah. Did it all in one shot.
Wow.
So, from the beginning, it's just the guy following them, and it's very well done. It was a very classic kind of movie. Felt like very grounded. It felt like you're what you want from like an old school World War I kind of movie. Like there was I was gonna say a thing, but it was kind of a good scene and it shocked me, so I won't spoil it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I saw that and I saw Joker. So
that's a good movie.
I liked Joker. I thought Joker was on point.
Yeah, that movie was killer.
And I love Joker, and I love the timing of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it was really funny because everyone was like, "Don't go see Joker because you'll get like murdered if you go and see it."
I think it was silly, the whole like incel rage thing, but considering Dark Knight got shot up, by
No,
a
no,
Joker
yeah.
impersonator. And that was long before the Joker idolization is like it is now. So I can kind of understand the fear. Just a little bit. But I think a lot of people are criticizing Joker like it's the movie's fault that all this incel shit is happening. Like, come on.
Oh no.
People were saying it's an incel movie. Like, what the fuck? It's a Joker movie. Are you stupid?
I mean, maybe in a way it tickled my fellow incel or something, because I guess I'm sort of like that. But
I don't think you're an incel.
no,
You're not an incel.
no, I have trouble. I have trouble discerning because of my autism. But I typically call myself like Volcel if I would call myself anything.
Incel. Well, I don't know.
Well, Volcel is like voluntary celibate. Incel is involuntary celibate.
Okay.
So, like,
it's fair.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's kind of weird because, like, there's like a political thing to the word incel. Like, you say incel, and then there's like this political connotation.
Well, like, do you think it's do you resent the entirety of woman? Do you resent
Do I resent women? Do I resent
woman? Do you resent woman for never getting laid?
For me not getting laid or her not getting laid?
For you never getting laid. Do you resent the entirety of women's existence for never getting laid?
No, I'm happy that I haven't gotten laid.
You're not an incel. Because that's literally what it is. They say it's involuntary because society just hates me so much. It's not my fault. It's everyone else's fault. It's not because I'm gross and never shower and never take care of myself and I'm always an asshole. No, it's society's fault.
Society,
yeah, it's like that whole meme of like the Joker staring at the camera in an impact font. It just says society. I love that shit. Like gamers rise up. Have you ever seen that?
Oh well, yeah, gamers rise up. Yeah, be free, young gamer, be free.
Have you ever seen those memes though, where it's like us gamers, we're the most oppressed race. We must rise up and fight our fascist rulers, the normies.
Oh,
it's
the normies.
Insane. It's insane. They'll be like racism. Nah, the hatred for gamers though. that's the highest precedence. The societal hate toward gamers.
Well, I don't.
Making a victim of themselves because they got nothing else going on.
Well, the thing is, like, the thing with like those memes, it's like I like struggle to like judge them because they're like ironic. So I can't like I'm pretty sure it's ironic. I can kind of like associate. Yeah, like I can kind of like I could associate with it because like the whole like I felt a lot that like I'm one of the most like I'm not very well understood a lot. I can't like relate with people a lot. You know? Mm-hmm. I understand like that kind of angle, but you know, the problem is they just said like gamers were like an oppressed group or whatever. It's not clear what they mean by like gamers, but like I don't know. It's just
I know it's well that's what's so silly about it, right? Is it's just this nondescript, really non-existent thing because like what is a gamer? A person that plays games. It's like half the population at this point, you know.
Yeah, pretty much. So.
It's just a silly thing to make fun of like the incel types who are way in their own head and think that everything that happens on the internet has real life consequences and is the most important thing they should be focusing on instead of just, doing what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly to make fun of those kinds of basically insecurity, making fun of like if you like games and you think other people judging you for liking games like is a thing. Basically, I don't know how to put this into words. Like obviously I like games. I don't know if I'd call myself a gamer, but if someone was like, "Oh, you play video games? Gross." I'm not affected. That's their problem. If I'm affected by that, that's my problem. I'm not going to be like, well, clearly us gamers are just oppressed. Like, no. We need to band together and fight against them.
Oppressed by the normies. Most gamers I see, I would call normies.
Yeah, really. That self-victimization is what makes them so normal anyway.
Well, I mean, finding someone who is, I mean, you people are just coping on like whatever they can find at this point. You see it all the time now. I mean, honestly,
Really?
yeah, it's kind of funny, but like I've said, like the fact that I don't have much of like a crutch I'm really on. If I were living in a time where everyone was in normal mode, I think I'd probably be considered pretty weird. But a lot of people consider me like very normal and well adjusted, even though
I know. It's such a strange thing. Like I have like sorry to interrupt, but like I can talk to adults pretty easily, and I always have been able to. And I guess people see me as normal because of that, but I am the furthest thing from normal or well adjusted. I can turn on my robot brain that knows what people want to hear. That's really all it is.
yeah, it's yeah, like I don't know. A lot of I don't know. I guess I would kind of call myself like well adjusted in a way, but I'll say I am a kind of weird weird person. I wouldn't call myself normal,
Mm-hmm.
normally, but a lot of people, they just have a lot of, there's all this like trauma, there's all these things people are doing to like cope. So, you know, if you're in a case where you're kind of just you're just like okay, even if normally you'd be seen as kind of weird. I guess people kind of like respect that, and they see that as kind of like aspirational, which I guess it
Mm-hmm.
which I guess it kind of is, because like so many people, they just have like so much anxiety and so much craziness and everything, and they just have they're just missing a lot of like fulfillment in their life. So I don't know. I mean, what is like with me, it's always just I'm just very honest about who I am and what I want, and I'm just very honest about it, and I'm very like dedicated to what I do, and I think those two things kind of inspire people, because a lot of people really just can't talk about what they feel a lot, and a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
need to cope with a lot of things, and they can't really be open about those things. Um, and I'm someone who, for the most part, can can talk about like where I've been and like low places where I've been. Like I find actually in a lot of cases when I like tell people I don't masturbate, they like don't believe me. Like they think I'm like they think I'm like lying to them.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, like
That's hilarious.
yeah, I'm just like, oh yeah, well, and then I don't know. It's like that happens a lot, and it's whenever people think I'm lying, it's always weird because like I don't really know what to say because I just don't really lie. So they're like, oh, I don't believe you. I'm like, okay, well,
Suck.
I don't know what else to tell you. Yeah,
Sorry,
so
dude.
yeah, so I don't know, but it is pretty funny though that someone would be like, I don't believe it. You have to watch porn. I can't believe it.
These people can't exist, man.
So
I mean, like, I I think I think everyone masturbates at least once in their life, but I don't think everyone does it consistently. Everyone's different about it.
oh yeah, like well, we do have better data about it like nowadays than we used to because more people are willing to like say it. um, but I mean, it seems to be that probably at least half of people do it like monthly, and then probably maybe like a third do it like weekly or more. But yeah, it seems probably like those who do it like 2 times a day or more may be like 20% of people.
Well, because, like, those hyper-conservative, people who always have to reassure you that they're straight and that they're a man, those kinds, will always be so like, oh, I've never masturbated in my life. I never will. Like, come on. Come on. You spanked the monkey.
Yeah, well,
waved
it's like
your willy. Like, at least once in your entire life, you've been curious enough.
yeah,
I'm
like
sure.
well, it's kind of different for boomers. It's kind of different for boomers because like pornography for them was like nowhere near as like unanimous as it is.
That's
like,
true. That's true.
yeah, like for us, it's literally like 10 seconds away. There you go.
But I mean, even without porn, like, sexuality is just such a normal
Yeah.
thing in all of us. I feel like there would come a point, even in those boomers' lives, when they're just young 12-year-old Jimmy growing freckles, and they're like, oh, well, this hasn't happened before. What happens if I touch it? Like, at least once. I don't know. It's just bonkers to me that no one would even have been like curious enough to just try.
I
know it's a
I
sin
never,
and all that, but
I never would have known to do it without the internet, though. I'm not sure. Like, if I never had guidance, I think I might have been one of those guys who just never really did it. But I had guidance through the internet, so it took me a long way.
It's a good point.
Because there were some people back in the day, because back in the day it used to be much more taboo to like talk about sex. There were people who really didn't know how sex worked because they never talked about it. I think Louis the 15th was very infamous for he didn't know what sex is because they weren't comfortable talking about it with him. So he was like married, and it's like, hey, dude, you gonna like go? And he's like, oh, what was it you wanted me to do? He just didn't know, So, it's not like it can happen, but yeah, like the thing is,
I guess, yeah. I never really considered that. Like, I guess I don't know.
Yeah, because what if you just didn't know? What if you've never, learned to, however you say, jerk the worm or whatever it was you said?
I don't know. I like just coming up with funny things. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I figured it out all on my own. I did something different. I did it in a way you could only do it when you were soft.
Oh.
I don't even know how to describe. I like moved it around like this. So it was like my wrist doing most of the work. I really don't even know, man.
Yeah, well,
I don't know how to describe it. I was little. I was like, this is like 3rd grade we're talking here.
Whoa!
I was little, tiny little fucking.
Whoa!
I was a demented little kid, man.
Okay,
I was a demented little child.
I never was reaching down there until I was 13, at least.
Oh, I was a demented. Well, again, okay, once I turned to like a teenager, though, then I told someone about it, and they were like, that's not how you do it. It's like, wait, what? Like, hold on. Other people are doing this? And there's a proper way? It's fucking mind-blowing.
Oh, man. No, actually, the funny thing is I discovered, like, pornography, and I don't think I masturbated to it for almost a year. I would just, I watched it on, like, a very rare occasion, maybe, like, every 2-3 months or something. I'd be like, well, this exists. I'll watch it, and then that was kind of it. Like, I didn't do anything to it. And the first time I, like, tried it is when I saw the guy, like, jerk himself off in the video, and then I'm like, oh, what is he doing? So then I mimicked it. That's how it actually happened. I didn't. It wasn't like intuitive to me.
It was
Although
very intuitive to me.
yeah.
Actually, I will say, because I was so used to my way, I actually had like no clue what I was doing. And because of that, I'm actually dominant with my left hand only for jerking off. And nothing else. I'm still right-handed, but for some, like, because I was so used to doing that, it just feels foreign to me with my right hand.
I don't think I've heard of that detail before. I'm left-handed,
I
but
don't
I
know.
use right-handed, so.
I don't know if anyone has ever done what I did as a child. I don't know if that's like a documented thing, because I don't even know what it was. Proto-masturbation.
The twist.
You only do when you're flaccid. That's the craziest thing, is that I invented a way to masturbate only when you're flaccid. 3rd grade. I didn't even nut. I orgasmed, but I didn't come. That's another crazy thing, is I found orgasms long before I knew what cum even was. I didn't know that happened.
That's the thing. The first time I did it, actually, I didn't like have an orgasm at all. I actually like bled. That's what happened to me. So.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I like bled. So I'm like, oh, did I do something wrong?
That sounds wrong.
Yeah, like I was like bleeding. I don't think like I did like normal. Like I didn't do like a weird thing, but I bled. So.
Was it coming from the tip, or was it coming from like
it was
somewhere
coming from like it was
like from the pee hole?
I think so.
That's so concerning.
Yeah, so that was the first time. So I didn't do it again for 2 months after because it worried me.
Yeah, it fucking worried me too.
Yeah. So,
I would be scared too.
Yeah, so yeah, there was that.
I still remember my first like hentai. And my first porno, actually. I can find the porno not too hard. It's not that impressive a video, but the hentai was great. And the fact I could never find it again makes me very sad, because I've gone on like 2+ hour long searches trying to find, like, delving deep into the fucking depths of the internet, searching whatever combination of words I could find. Nothing. I don't know if I even looked up like the production company, and I couldn't find anything in their list of what they'd made. I couldn't find anything matching.
Oh, I'm trying to. Actually, I remember.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know specifically what you're talking about, but I remember the first sexual thing I saw was on Newgrounds. It was Naruto Gets Laid by Mr. Piccolo. I remember that because I had no clue. Actually, what happened is that I was with Logan at the time. The first time I discovered it. I didn't watch it at that time, but I was like looking through Naruto videos on Newgrounds, and I'm like, Naruto Gets Laid. What does that mean? And he's like, don't click on that. And I'm like, why? And he's like, do you know what getting laid is? And I'm like, no, I don't know what that is. So, after he left, I was curious, so I checked it out, and I was very confused by what was going on.
First time, now that I think about it, the first time I ever saw anything sexual was, what's his name? Master Slade from Teen Titans. Fucking Robin. Not Robin. No. Raven. Sorry. Oh my god.
Yes. That one. I've seen that one. That was one of my.
I think everyone's seen that. I think.
Yeah, that was one of my first ones too.
The classic.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good old reliable.
Yeah.
Right there.
That was Zone 10. Zone 10 is,
She's funny, man.
Well,
have you ever seen her like update videos?
Yeah. I've seen her like YouTube channel, so she's like, and she understands the irony of it, so.
Totally, she gets how what she's doing is just insane.
Yeah, I used to have some of the links to things I like wanted to save, but when I quit masturbating, I deleted all of them. So none of like the old stuff is around. None of it. So, I mean,
probably for the better.
Yeah, I mean, like you can still find the Newgrounds stuff easily, but
Pornhub actually, I don't know if you heard about this. They deleted all their amateur videos.
yeah, I heard about that. So that was
So like a lot of their videos.
well, they went down from what I heard, 12 million to 3 million now, is what they went down to. So
Yes,
that
you're
might
right.
be the biggest delete thing ever that I've ever heard of.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of anything like just. I mean, like Tumblr deleted all porn, but it's not like that's all of Tumblr. Well, that was quite a lot of Tumblr. that was a pretty big. That was a pretty big thing too.
12 million to 3 million. So I guess, everyone who likes to say the internet is like a third porn or whatever, I guess that percentage was affected.
Probably, because that's like the biggest site on in the world for porn.
Yeah, and that's 3/4 of everything they have is gone. So
a lot of it's being re-uploaded. Well, not a lot of it, but some of it, because people like will find their accounts and verify them and re-upload all their shit. But most people don't care that much because it's just porn. So most of it's just gone, which sucks because I had some bougie fucking videos I wish I could find again. There was some good stuff.
the Pornhub search thing is weird because it's like when you search certain words, it always comes up with the same results every time.
Yeah, I don't like their search engine at all.
Yeah, it's one of those things. If you actually remember the specific words you put in, then you can kind of like always get back to it. But
yeah,
that's what I was doing back then. Is I actually remembered specifically what I would type, and then I would type it in.
Me too, buddy.
But I don't remember most of those now. I probably still remember a couple, but it's been I guess almost 2 years at this point. So.
Well, fuck, I think I'm gonna hang out with my brother soon. He wanted to chill with me today. I'm gonna make some music with him.
All right.
Yeah, I got him recording for the first time. It was a lot of fun. I made a little beat for us, and he's like learning how to use his voice and how to go. It's cool. Just warms my heart.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But yeah, I'm probably gonna be heading to his place soon.
Yeah. Well, I still have to review Persona 4 Specialist Dance or whatever. So
that Marth dance video.
Yeah, I got to review that, and he sent me all these other ones. Like he sent me like a JoJo one, and like an Undertaker wrestler guy one, and all this.
Oh, I like your Joker meme, by the way. It's Joker from Society.
I might put that video. Yeah.
That video I sent you is a fucking. It's pretty.
I might put that on my thumbnail. Yeah.
He whips him back at him so fucking aggressively.
Up with dust? It's so easy. Swiffer.
Oh, this. Okay.
Orangutan.
This is like the high IQ alt to all the cat videos.
Exactly. I just love this because there's this one point where like he pretends to show him the banana and then doesn't throw it to him, and he gets so pissed. He throws rocks at him. And monkeys are fucking awesome.